This question says, write the expression as a single logarithm. Before we work this example out, I want to focus on the properties that we're going to use for this example. So we have the product rule, the quotient rule, and the power rule. And the product rule is when we have a product or something multiplied inside the logarithm. The quotient rule is when we have division inside the logarithm, and the power rule is when we have a power inside the logarithm. So when we have a product, we can write it as the sum. When we have the quotient, we can write it as the difference. And when we have a power, we can multiply the log by that power. So when we start with a single logarithm and write it with multiple logarithms, we call that expanding. But our example is going the other way. We're starting with multiple logarithms, and we want to write as a single logarithm. So we're actually going to start with the properties that we see on the right and condense to what we have on the left. So we're starting with multiple logs, added or subtracted, and we're condensing to a single log. When we have a number multiplied onto a log, we're going to get rid of that number in the front by moving it to the power. So let's take a look at this example. We have log base 4 of x squared minus 36 minus 4 log base 4 of x plus 6. So we're going to start with any number that is the coefficient on the log or multiplied by that log. So that 4 is 4 times log base 4, or the coefficient of that log. We're going to use the power rule to move that into the exponent. So we would have log base 4 of x squared minus 36 minus log base 4 of x plus 6 to the 4th. We've got to do that property first, because if you'll notice that the other two properties, the product rule and the quotient rule, they don't have any coefficients on the logs when you condense them. So there's no coefficient or no number multiplied on our property here when we condense it. So we have to have no coefficients on those logs before we condense to a single log. So now I notice that I have subtraction. So with subtraction, we're going to use the quotient rule. The other thing you need to check for is to make sure that they have the same base, because you can't condense them unless they have the same base. So because we have subtraction, we're going to condense with the quotient rule. So we'd have x squared minus 36 in the numerator. X squared minus 36 goes in the numerator because this log is positive. And then x plus 6 will go in the denominator because this log is negative. And then finally, we want to simplify if we can. In this example, we have x squared plus 36 in the numerator, which is a difference of squares. That's x plus 6 times x minus 6. Our denominator is x plus 6, so we have a common factor that's going to cancel out. And that would leave us with log base 4 of x minus 6 over x plus 6 cubed. Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.